Wow, that was an incredible segment. So much information in such a short period of time. I'd like to now switch gears a little bit, and I'd like to introduce Felicia Roberts. She's the Director of Licensing here at DigiTrax Entertainment. She's going to share a bit more with us so we all learn the hows and wheres and how licensing really works. Felicia?
Thank you. Hi, my name is Felicia, and I work here at DigiTrax. Today I've been asked to speak to you about the process for determining how we come up with the new release titles and how we go about clearing the publishing for them. The process starts with chart research. Every other week we go ahead and pull the Billboard Song Index, which is a compilation of the top 300 songs from all of the charts. We're also, in addition to always doing that, we're always looking for announcements from major record labels and industry professionals on new releases that are being made available. Once we have the prospective titles in hand, then we're able to put them into our production queue so that we can begin research on them. All of the data is logged, so that way we can ensure that we're not investing in additional time, research time, into songs that we can't use for karaoke. Once the prospects are identified, we then begin the song research. We scour all of the PRO sites and all of the HFA sites just so that we can find all of the detailed data. That includes the songwriters, all of the publishers, and all of the shares that go along with that. But not all of these sites are kept up to date, or at least not based on the chart research. So oftentimes we have to continually go back and research this data until it becomes available or until it's no longer applicable. Oftentimes the data hasn't been linked when we do find it, so those sites may not still result all of the complete information that we need before we can request the song. The next hurdle is that all of this data is entered by different people, all into different resources. So sometimes the song titles or the writers may have completely different names other than what we've been given. It might be under a different alias. One song might show that it has 5 writers, and the other one might show, another site might show that that song only has 3 writers. One might reference certain publishers, and the other one might be completely different. You get the gist. Sometimes when all the research is complete, and we found all the data and we think we're doing really good, we send it away for approval, and the approval comes back with, this is no longer ours, so we don't know where you go to look for it, and that information obviously is not up to date in the resources, so that process then comes to a dead end. The next step, once we've compiled all of that data, is to clear the songs. Most publishers do not issue a blanket license for a song, so that means that it's done on a one-by-one basis. We strive to have all of the data, like I said earlier, all the data that we combined to the publisher so that when we send it to them, if anything's off or incorrect, they can adjust it when they return it back to us. Sometimes we get a yes from one publisher and a no from another publisher. Sometimes it's just a pending that we never hear back from. Sometimes we get a note back that says that this song is on the chart right now, but could we maybe revisit this approval in the fall? And at that point, we have to still go by that. So we just put a note on it and come back to it at a later time. Basically, the publishers are so overwhelmed with maintaining their databases that it often takes weeks to hear back on a song batch that we submit. And also, oftentimes we don't hear back on songs at all. Some publishers actually provide us with a list. So we will go through that material, but they only provide us with the that's provided for their specific share of that specific song. So when we have that information, we basically start back over in the research queue and have to go in and find all of the other information. The time involved in this process often takes time longer than the song's ability to remain on the chart. And thus it's no longer relevant depending on how long it takes. Although the system for obtaining sync licenses might appear not to be broken for film and television, the opposite remains true with regards to karaoke. Unfortunately, those releases as dependent on chart-driven songs, those releases are dependent on chart-driven songs. As you know, when you want to sing a karaoke song, you want to sing it right now as you're hearing it on the chart. In conclusion, we feel that the industry as a whole would benefit from a unified database. Having a streamlined system in place for clearing songs for karaoke use would benefit the industry as a whole, as more new releases would be available in a timelier manner than while the popularity of the song still remains strong.